I am pleased to present rapidly changing endoscopic medicine, what happened and will happen over the past and the next 30 years. This slide shows innovation of imaging technology in GI endoscopy. Video endoscopy system was developed in 1985. Since then, the advent of video endoscopy has set spurs to possible new endoscopic techniques. For these 40 years, we have experienced major transitions as a paradigm shift in endoscopy, as shown in this slide. Between 1987 and 1994, the research on image processing and analysis was conducted by National Cancer Center Hospital East, in which I was working at that time, and Olympus Group, which led basic experiment on narrowband light observation, started in 1994, patent application in 1999, market introduction of NVI in 2006. Owing to development and the spread of NVI in the world, international classifications have been arranged in the field of gastric cancer, Barrett's esophagus, and colorectal neoplasia. In 2020, 35 years into the history of video endoscopy system, Olympus has decided to introduce AVIS X1, a globally unified platform. The evolution of surgery has been changing from open surgery, laparoscopic surgery, robotic surgery, and digital surgery. Next, I will explain the progress of therapeutic endoscopy. In the 1980s, various EMR techniques were developed in Japan. These pictures show so-called strip biopsy, which became the genesis of EMR. These techniques were adopted for use by doctors all over the world to be used as minimally invasive therapeutic options for small early-stage gastric cancers. This slide shows history of EMR and ESD. The National Cancer Center Group reported on ESD using an IT knife during 1998 and 1999. They challenged against complications such as bleeding and perforation. The term of ESD obtained a consensus at the 67th JGES meeting in 2004. The number of patients with early gastric cancer is 63%. The ratio of ESD to surgical operation of early gastric cancer is 52 to 48. In Japan, there are currently more than 80,000 ESDs performed, and since 2016, ESD has surpassed the number of surgical procedures in the treatment of gastric cancer. Slide shows comparison between laparoscopic surgery and endoluminal therapy, and also the process of development. In the field of AI technology and robotics, to improve drastically the standard treatment and to enable treatment which is impossible at the present are to bring the innovative endoscopic treatment. We have been discussing enthusiastically on what will be next generation technology beyond conventional endoscopic therapy. One of the possibilities of the next generation technology is EFTR. Recently, Dr. Seiichiro Abe in National Cancer Center reported a novel endoscopic hand suturing technique for defective closure after colorectal ESD. He concluded that this technique achieved complete and sustained closure in the colorectum. Further modifications of the technique and devices are desirable. Indications of EFTR are shown by ASGE as follows: benign lesions and cancers that are not amenable to EMR-ESD due to extensive submucosal fibrosis and subepithelial tumors originating from or involving muscularis propulia. The present status of EFTR and therapeutic endoscopy is shown in this slide. EFTR is still technically challenging and required advanced skills, especially in the closure of the luminal defect. The novel robotic system would facilitate safe and effective flexible endoscopic surgery. AI research has alternated between boom times and recession times. With the development of deep learning, machines are now able to find features in data on their own and use these features to acquire concepts. The solution to the problem that AI has been facing for a long time is diversity. Dr. Misawa and Kudo's group developed an original AI-assisted CAD system. This system showed that AI has the potential to provide automated detection of colorectal polyps. At last, EndBrain Eye was approved by PMDA on January 2020 and is now commercially available in Japan. In addition, EndBrain Plus and EndBrain UC were approved by PMDA and now commercially available in Japan. EndBrain Plus is used for identification of invasion depths based on endocytoscopy, and EndBrain UC for prediction of histologic inflammatory activity. In addition, EndBrain Plus is used for identification of invasion depths based on endocytoscopy, and EndBrain UC for prediction of histologic inflammatory activity. Recently, Dr. Nakase reported AI endoscopy in ulcerative colitis, in which he stated the development of new endoscopic scoring system based on AI might standardize the definition of mucosal healing. Therefore, the road to an exact definition of mucosal healing in the treatment of ulcerative colitis has begun only now. This is the first clinical evidence in Europe on CAD-eye from Fujifilm. Professor Newman, Professor Veit from Germany conducted a research with recorded images. The high accuracy shown by CAD-E and CAD-X systems is similar to those of expert endoscopists. prompting its implementation in clinical practice. This study showed that non-experts can achieve the same level of detection and characterization as experts by using CAD in combination. Professor Saito's group developed a real-time endoscopy image diagnosis support system in colonoscopy, conducting joint research with NEC, Nippon Electronic Company. Wise Vision obtained CE mark and PMDA last year. Furthermore, NEC announced the development of AI technology to detect neoplasia in Barrett esophagus during endoscopy procedures. Wise Vision Endoscopy obtained world first CE mark at the end of May this year. Dr. Mori reported the important paper in GIE 2020, that is, cost savings in colonoscopy with AI-aided polyp diagnosis. The gross annual reimbursement for colonoscopies is down by 19% at 149 million US dollars in Japan and down 11% at 85 million US dollars in the United States. Based on these data, we are now proposing insurance points for AI colonoscopy to Japanese government. Most patients with T1 colorectal cancers undergo surgical resection with lymph node dissection, despite the low incidence of metastasis to lymph node. Professor Kudo's group reported AI system to determine risk of T1 colorectal cancer metastasis to lymph node in gastroenterology this year. AI is without any doubt an attractive option for standardizing endoscopy, which is inherently imperfect due to human error. AI has the potential to improve the quality of colonoscopy and standardize colonoscopy practice. However, almost all AI-related studies have been retrospective. Thus, we must await the result of high-quality clinical trials. In the future, it is expected to be able to detect lesions, determine the precise diagnosis, and display the exact margin of the lesion. AI research is underway to guide treatment during ESD. In the future, AI will support endoscopic treatment as well as endoscopic examination. Endoscopy intelligent system is under construction. According to the workflow of the endoscopy screening, to solve the various issues in the present endoscopy system. Technology development for the next generation is in progress, and concepts for the use of AI and IoT technologies are under consideration. Time will tell whether AI will open the door to next generation endoscopy practice. We started the Japan Endoscopic Database named JED project, endorsed by JGS in 2015. The JED project has the potential to automatically collect data of adverse events, competency, and evaluation of residents, and actual numbers of procedures on a nationwide scale. When it is fully operational, JET will grow to become the world's leading database with approximately 17 million additional data every year. As president of JET Institute, I am now promoting several clinical researches of AI endoscopy. Using these big data, I would like to have the opportunity to introduce them at the next opportunity. Finally, I would like to summarize the future of digestive endoscopy in 3 points. First, introduction of effective screening system by AI CAD and liquid biopsy. Secondly, the progress of endoscopic therapy such as AI-assisted robotic endoluminal therapy and genomic medicine. Thirdly, remote medicine will be expanded in anticipation of the post-corona era. Thank you very much for your kind attention.